Hello everyone and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. And I know it's been a while, but it's finally happened. I'm finally covering Bankai Saitama. Well, he's not exactly One Punch Man, but I know a lot of people have been wanting a rewind of Bankai Ikkaku, as he is one of the oldest characters in the game. And I did say I was gonna do him like 2 months ago, so I do apologize for taking this long, but here it is. Now as always, I started with the normal attack damage build, and I was actually expecting some pretty good things from this one because his attack is the better stat. Now unfortunately, I was left disappointed. The amount of damage he does at 100% increase in attack isn't that much, especially when you take into consideration that it is applying the killer. The speed of his normal attack was actually pretty average though, which doesn't really bother me considering that huge Bankai should swing a lot slower. It felt about right honestly. The range on the other hand didn't feel right at all. You would think something this big would have a lot better reach, but it didn't. It had about average reach, which isn't that bad. It just felt wrong. When it's all said and done though, the reason I don't think this is a viable build is mostly due to the damage. Like I said, it wasn't that much, and while it is enough to take out a 5-star raid, that's honestly about it. Anything harder than that and this guy will die. Unless of course you boost him with a golden chappie or something. And even then I'm sure his odds of survival isn't that high. Next, I tried the strong attack damage build, and at first glance you may think, this isn't gonna be a viable build because his SP is so low. But when you take a look at this character, he does have a strong attack damage link, as well as a plus 40 berserker, so that's 60% extra damage just by himself. And it does actually show the damage was there, but that wasn't the problem. The actual problem was the range, and the fact that 2 of his strong attacks aren't quick to activate, which proved to be a bit of a problem. You see, his strong attacks 1 and 2 take a split second to activate, giving enemies enough time to slip past you, and because you don't have that much range, there's a chance that your strong attack will miss in the end. That actually happened a few times when I was testing this build, and it was a little bit annoying because when you use them you have to wait for them to come back because your normal attacks suck at that point. Still, when they hit, and his strong attack 3 actually had pretty good range. It's also the only one that activates pretty quickly, so while it's not a terrible build, it's still not viable. Finally, we have the strong attack recharge build. And I'm not gonna lie you guys, I actually liked this build. It was fun. His strong attacks didn't do as much damage as the last build, but they still did a pretty good amount of damage, and they came back to you quickly enough that if you missed, it's not that big of a deal. His normal attack still sucked in this build, but at least you didn't have to use it often, and when you did, it was enough to get the job finished. Out of the 3 builds, it's definitely the most enjoyable one, and I'd even go as far as saying you could probably take this build in a co-op raid, though I'd still stay away from extreme co-op and droplet zones. Overall, this character isn't great, but it is to be expected. He was one of the original characters. And who knows, maybe with this whole resurrection mechanic that's coming to the game, he might actually turn out to be a really good character. Either that, or K-Lab really should remake this character, even though you only saw him once in the actual manga.
縛り紅姫火遊び紅姫数珠つなぎ
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other characters you want to see in a rewind.